Hello guys and welcome back to Football Manager 2023 on our epic European Journeyman save, where we're aiming to win the top tier league title in every European nation in the game. Currently in Slovakia, having already ticked several nations off. We are the manager of Podbrezova in the Slovakian First Division. We're having a pretty decent season. We'll have a run through of what we've done since you were last with us. There's been some bad news as well in terms of the finances at the club, wage budgets and stuff like that. But you can see now we have reached 822 games in management, with 521 of those being wins. That's a 63% win ratio. We've scored almost twice as many goals as we've conceded. We're a pretty good manager, to be fair, in terms of attributes and stats-wise and stuff like that. We've done quite well. We'll start off with the finances now. Now, the club is in massive amounts of debt, with £3 million in debt. The board have been injecting cash all the way throughout the season. The latest one was 800k, but we still find ourselves in more debt than we started the season with. And as a result, the board have cut the wage budget. It was in around about £63,000. They've took 20k off it. It's down to 44. So we're now spending £13,000 over our wage budget, which is affecting my managing finances, which is not great. It's going down really, really fast. And it's not good in terms of signing players. We have just finished the transfer window. I've not signed anybody because I haven't got any wages to give anybody. I've got rid of a few. There's a few more gone out on loan. If we just have a look at the loans at my club, there is a lot of players out on loan. Obviously getting some of them, their wages off the wage budget. There's a lot of contracts expiring at the end of the season as well. But anyway, since you were last here, the last time you were here was the win over Dubnica. 2-1 win there. Fantastic result, of course, the own goal and the Kukaka penalty. We then took on Michelovci. It was a 2-0 win in this one. Yusuf Tash has finally started finding the net a little bit. We're doing a lot better now, but a 2-0 win this one. We played very, very well. Pavel Simko on the right-hand side didn't have the best of games, but in terms of XG, we really took our chances. We were a much better team. We followed that up with another clean sheet and another win in the Slovak Cup second round against Poroni, who are, I believe, a division below us. They are indeed. And then it was a third straight clean sheet and a seventh straight win in all competitions over Dunstreda. Yusuf Tash again with a double, and again it was another dominating performance. We actually had 8 shots against us on target, and that's reflected in Ondrejka's 7.6 rating there in goal. Now, at the end of the last episode, I did mention the Dunstreda job, and the manager, Rosenborg, did actually get sacked. So I applied for it again, had the interview again, got turned down again. Miroslav Moravec got the job. He's the former manager of Zlate Moravec, who currently find themselves in 4th place in the table. But I had a look at the finances, I had a look at the wage budget, and I decided that we're actually in a better position than they are. So I decided not to apply for that one. But Dunstreda, unfortunately, won't give me the job. But after beating them 2-0, disappointingly, we picked up a draw. Pavel Simko with a goal on this one. Abdul Agbo with a late equaliser for Trnava, of course the defending champions. But again, another game which we played fairly well in. But if you have a look at the match stats, it was actually a fairly even game, despite the fact we dominated the ball. So after that, it was another cup game, the Slovak Cup third round. It was against Banska Bystrica, the team who were relegated at the end of last season. Marcel Leudel with the only goal of the game in this one, 62nd minute. And we continued our excellent little run in the cup. Zelinia were next, a 2-0 win over Zelinia. Marcel Leudel with both the goals in the first half. Decent performance. Again, XG-wise, you can see there that we did edge the game. And it was a thoroughly deserved victory. Kukuka picking up the man of the match in this one. He assisted both of Leudel's goals. There's a couple of positions that do not perform every now and then. Zavara had a poor one in this one. Leudel played really well, obviously, with his 2 goals. But defensively, we were absolutely excellent. We kept Zelinia out. We did follow that up to Rosenberok, though. It was a 2-0 defeat in this one. David Jurek and Milan Gasparik with the goals for Rosenborg. They probably deserved the win, looking at the match stats. In fact, they did deserve the win. Leudel's gone from his 2-goal game to a 6.1. Fly had a 6.1 as well. Kuka, with his man of the match performance, has gone straight back to a 6.1. We just didn't turn up. Consistency seems to be a little bit of an issue. But we did draw against Zlate Moravci, a 0-0 in this one. They probably edged it, but it was a very, very even game. Again, we were poor going forward, but not too bad defensively. Presov were the newly promoted team, and we were rather fortunate to get away with a win in this one, despite absolutely dominating the game. Their 0.57 XG, they've scored 2 goals. Our 3 XG, we've scored 3 goals. So we did batter them. We did go behind to 2 very, very early goals, though. Thibaut Franzen and Yaroslav Bartos put them 2-0 up inside the first 5 minutes, and we had to fight our way back. Jens Buscher scored a penalty in 57, Tash with one on 59 to equalise, and then we got a late winner through Eirik Mikaelsen, who actually picked up the man of the match performance from the bench. So the substitutes worked well in that game. We then were defeated by the best team in the country, without a shadow of a doubt, Slovan Bratislava, Sandro Imbriaco and Imrik Zaktko. They battered us. Kakuka had a very poor game in this one. Fai had another poor one. Lloydel had another poor one. Simcoe was poor. Our final third of the field, might as well have just not been there. To tell you the truth, very, very poor performance from the boys and a thoroughly deserved defeat. We then had the winter break, which I absolutely hate. I hate the winter break, but we have come back playing okay in the league. We've beaten Skalica 1-0 in the league. Marcel Lloydel again with a goal. Another fairly close game, which you can see over here by the XG story. In the end, we just edged it. We had more of the ball. We did have the more shots on target, but obviously they were XG wise they were pretty poor. But Bragila had a really good game in the centre of defence. Lloydel actually had a good game. Consistency again is the key. We then the rematch against Dubnica, again another 4-1 victory, another exciting game, one which we did dominate. Mete Urban with the goal for Dubnica after we were 3-0 up. Simcoe, Antonio, Buscher and Lloydel with the goals in this one, which was fantastic. We have just been knocked out of the cup though by Zelenia in the quarter-final. Disappointingly, we probably deserved to get something out of the match if we have a quick look at it. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We didn't deserve anything out of the match. Although their XG is only marginally better. We just didn't hit the target. It was another poor performance. So that leads us into today's game, which is against Trenčín. We'll have a quick look at the table first, though. We are overperforming massively. We have achieved our board goal of avoiding relegation. That's already done. We've paid out players' bonuses for avoiding relegation as well. We are currently sat in 5th position on 36 points. We're only 4 points off Zelenia in second, which tells you just how good of a season we've had. We've also got a little bit of a gap to the defending champions Trnava in 6th place. Today's opponents, though, Trenčín, are currently down in 10th place. It just so happens to be that we're 2/3 of the way through the season, which is why it's fallen on Trenčín. This is the last game before the league splits. Now we're going to be in the European qualification championship group. We're going to be in that. Hopefully we can qualify for Europe to get some finances back in through the door. But today, Trenčín will run through the lineup that we're going to go with as well. One change I do want to make is Yusuf Tash has actually been out with a bit of an injury. I'm going to bring him back in for Lloydel. Coincidentally, he's now made it to 10 goals in 16 games in all competition, 9 in the league. Still not exactly great for a £1.2 million signing. His finishing is letting him down, but I'm not overly concerned. So the lineup we're going to go with today is going to be Ondrejka in goal. Marco Antonio is now very comfortable as a wing back. It didn't take him long to learn the position, and he's actually pretty decent there. So Marco Antonio there. Sedlak and Braglia continue their partnership in the central defence. Kakuka is really the only recognised left back at the club. Continues at left back. Chyla and Buscher. Now Buscher was here before. I didn't realise how decent he was. The only thing that he can't run, basically. He's 31 years old. He can't run. His contract does expire at the end of the season, but we've actually picked up an injury to our normal starting defensive midfielder. So Buscher has come in for Andorin. Is it Andorin? It is Andorin. Andorin is injured for quite some time. So Chyla and Buscher is the two defensive midfielders. Mikaelsen on the left, inside forward. Simcoe on the right. Gessinger has been complaining about lack of first team football. So we're giving him an opportunity to play as the shadow striker, and then, as I've said, Yusuf up top. So I'm expecting a win today against Trenčín. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we put those points on the board to continue our little push towards Europe. Hopefully Trnava, beg your pardon, mess up as well. So as we're underway now, we're into the 5th minute early highlight here for Podbrezova, and it is Jens Buscher with the ball, looking for the ball over the top towards Simko. Doesn't win the header though, Laurel does, but Marco Antonio picks up the ball, comes inside to Buscher, the man who can't run, looks again over the top, it's towards Mikaelsen this time, gets his head on it, it's gone just over the top of the crossbar from Eirik Mikaelsen. Good early start to the game for Podbrezova as we look to capitalise on the early pressure, and it's Marco Antonio with the ball again, looking for Simko ahead of him. He finds him. Simko looking to get drive towards the box, pulls it inside for Gessinger, who's surely fouled. Referee played advantage though, and the ball fell to Yusuf, and his finishing let him down again, unfortunately, for the young Turk. All right, we're getting towards half time now, and it's a deep free kick for Trenčín, which they've got on the end of. I don't know where Andrejka was going. He's off for a cup of tea, I think. Luckily, we didn't concede there, though. It's been a very, very quiet first half, though. We've not really threatened going forward, which is rare for me to say in this save. The amount of goals we've scored twice as many goals as we've conceded, which is also a bit of a shock to me, considering how many goals we do concede. But if you have a look at our goal difference there, on the top right side, this is our 22nd game. We've only got a positive 6 goal difference. Mikaelsen has picked up an injury, so we'll bring Fai on. We're also going to bring Gessinger off. He's actually playing okay. We'll leave Gessinger on. Yusuf Tash, make way for Marcel Leudel, please. You've had another poor game. Kakuka also having another poor game. Sure, we'll bring Marit Sauer on. He's absolutely shocking, but Kakuka's having a poor game. So we're approaching the final half an hour of the game now, and we've only managed to register the 2 shots on target, which is very, very poor from a Podbrezova point of view. And we could go behind here. It's Bascario with the deep free kick, and we have gone behind to pull Lowell. Puts Trenčín 1-0 up. Not great. We're just struggling to score. I need a better striker. Yusuf, mate, you might be finding yourself out the door at the end of the season. Can we reply, though? Marco Antonio finds it Gessinger. Gessinger comes inside on his left foot, signs Chyler. Now Buscher, Braglia, Gessinger again. We look for the ball over the top. Thankfully, that's ricocheted to Braglia. Now Fai feeding the ball through to Simko. Can he put it across for a teammate? He pulls it back for Gessinger. It's blocked, though, by the defender. And Trenčín managed to clear the ball. Right, we're about to be into stoppage time. In fact, we are into stoppage time, and it does look like we are going to succumb to a 1-0 defeat here against Trenčín. They are fighting for their lives at the bottom of the table. Horvath now, well tackled by Gessinger, looks to set Marcel Leudel away. He's got Fai ahead of him, good through ball. Fai finds Leudel again. What's he got ahead of him? It's Simko for the point. It's deflected behind for a corner. We've got just enough time to take this corner. It is going to be taken by, I believe, Gessinger. It is Gessinger, number 50 on the back of his shirt. Who can he pick out here? He's tried to pick out Chyler, but it's headed clear. Sedlak, can he recycle the ball, get it back in the box? Finds Braglia. Ball forward, it's a poor pass, and it's easily cleared by the Trenčín defender. Not great. We are losing ground to the teams ahead of us. You can see there in the bottom left, Trnava are actually winning 3-0, so they've closed the gap on us. All the teams above us are winning as well, which is not a good result for us. Unfortunately, it's a defeat, guys. Disappointing. Some poor performances there. I'm going to tell them that I'm disappointed as well. And I can't believe I'm saying this in this save, but scoring goals is a problem. It's becoming a problem. I don't know whether to switch back to the 4-2-4, because we used to bang them in that, but Slovan Bratislava plus 41. We're on plus 5. And we've lost ground to the teams ahead of us. Trnava have closed the gap behind us, unfortunately. So the league table does split now into the championship group. We have made it into that, so that's good. As long as we can finish ahead of Trnava in the final reckoning, then we've got a chance of qualifying for Europe. The only problem now is that we don't play any of these teams anymore. We play all of these teams, the teams who we can't beat. It takes a fluke result to actually beat these teams. But look, we've only scored 25 goals. So have Tanava below us though, and we're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad in terms of goals against. We're the 5th best in the table. In terms of goals scored, we're quite low down. So goal scoring is the issue now for whatever reason. But guys, thank you for watching. As always, I'm going to come back at the end of the season, last game of the season, just to see where we are, see if we're going to qualify for Europe. It would be fantastic if we did. Looks like Slovan Bratislava have got the title wrapped up though. Currently 9 points clear. But yeah, guys, thank you for being here. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and the like button. It does, as I always say, it does help me out massively, and I appreciate your continued support. But I'll see you all in the next episode. So cheers, guys.